This old iPad mini could very easily have ended up in the bin. Apple stopped supporting it years ago. Most modern applications won't install. YouTube doesn't work properly anymore. Web browsing is becoming increasingly difficult. And if you pick one of these up completely stock today, you'd probably use it for about 5 minutes and think, what am I actually supposed to do with this? But here's the thing, the hardware itself is still perfectly good. The screen still works, the speakers are great, the battery on this one still holds a charge. And it's still incredibly small, lightweight tablet that actually is really nice to use. So rather than throwing it away, we're going to jailbreak it. And the best part, we're going to do the entire jailbreak directly from the iPad itself. No computer, no cables, no complicated software. We're going to use a jailbreak called Carbon. And honestly, this has to be one of the easiest ways I've found to jailbreak one of these older devices. Then, once we're jailbroken, we're not stopping there. We're going to fix YouTube, improve modern website capability, look at ways of installing compatible applications again, customize the entire iPad, and basically see how useful we can make this old unsupported tablet in 2026. So, let's save this thing from being e-waste. Before we do anything, as always, make sure you understand the rules around jailbreaking where you live. Check that you're comfortable modifying your device. And obviously, anything you do with your device is at your own risk. The next thing we need to check is the version of iOS. Carbon only supports compatible 32-bit devices running iOS 8 through to iOS 9.3.6. So before following along, open the settings, then General, then About, and look for your software version. If you're running somewhere between iOS 8 and iOS 9.3.6 on a supported device, we can carry on. If you're not, don't worry, there may still be another jailbreak available for your device. Leave a comment below telling me exactly which iPad or iPhone you've got and which version of iOS it's running, and I'll do my best to point you towards the right jailbreak. But today, we're working on this original iPad mini. So let's get started. Open Safari on your iPad, then visit carbon.sep.lol. Once the website loads, you'll see the options to install required certificates. Tap Install Certs. Your iPad will take you through the installation process. Continue through the prompts and install the certificates. You may see the certificates isn't verified. Don't panic, that's expected during this process. Once that's finished, head back into Safari and return to the Carbon website. Now you're ready for the fun part. Hit Run. You may occasionally get an error saying that a problem occurred. Again, don't panic. Sometimes Carbon simply takes a couple of attempts. If it keeps failing, completely close Safari. On these older iPads, double press the home button to bring up the multitasking screen and swipe up on Safari to reclose it. Then reopen Safari, return to Carbon and try again. You'll know when something is actually happening because eventually the page will sit on the exploiting stage for a while. At this point, leave it alone. Don't start pressing buttons, don't close Safari, just give it time. Eventually, it may look like the iPad is restarting. That's normal. Let the device come back to the home screen, and now we wait for Cydia. Cydia won't necessarily appear instantly. Give the device a little bit of time, and make sure you check every page of your home screen because it's easy to miss the icon if you've got several pages of applications. If Cydia still hasn't appeared after around 15 minutes, I'd restart the iPad and repeat the Carbon process. It can occasionally take another attempt. But once you see Cydia sitting on the home screen, congratulations, your old iPad mini is jailbroken. And this is where the device becomes much more interesting, because the jailbreak itself is only the beginning. Now we can start fixing everything. The first thing I want to mention is something called App Drop. Now, I can't go into complete installation process for this here on YouTube, as YouTube don't really like it, but essentially it's an alternative application library aimed at older versions of iOS. Instead of relying entirely on Apple's App Store, you can browse compatible versions of applications for older devices. The really useful part is being able to select versions that can actually match the versions of your iOS you're running. So instead of endlessly fighting the App Store, trying to get the latest compatible version of something by going through the purchase section or however you've been told to do it. You find the application, select the appropriate compatible version, install it, and away you go. Most of the time, AppDrop recognizes your iPad and suggests the most compatible version to you anyway. It makes bringing one of these older devices back to life considerably easier. Now, obviously, make sure anything you install is software you're entitled to use. And as I said, I can't go into every detail on AppDrop here. But if you'd like to discuss this or any legacy iOS applications, preservations, and old tech fixes in more detail, come and join our Discord community. The link is in the description below. There are plenty of people there who enjoy keeping this old hardware alive. Also, AppDrop is useful for the next step we're going to take, but it isn't essential, because now we're fixing YouTube. This is probably the fix most people want. If you try using the original YouTube app on unsupported iPad mini today, it doesn't really get you very far. So we're going to install Tube Replacer. This is currently my favourite YouTube fix for many legacy iOS devices. I even have it installed on my original iPad first generation, and it works fantastically. This is because it supports a really wide range of older systems, and importantly, can also support sign-in. Open Cydia, go into your sources, tap Edit, then Add. We're going to add cydia.preloading.dev/. Let Cydia refresh packages. Once it's finished, open that source, then choose Tube Replacer. Tap it, then hit install. Confirm the installation and let Cydia do its thing. Once it's finished, you'll be asked to respring the device. The screen may go black and it may look a little bit like the iPad is restarting. Again, completely normal. Once you're back into the home screen, Tube Replacer is installed. But now we need the correct version of the YouTube application. Tube Replacer works with the earlier versions of Google Classic YouTube application, from versions 1 through to 1.4. You may need to experiment slightly depending on your particular setup. On my iPad mini, I am successful with 1.3. If you're already using AppDrop, this is where it becomes incredibly convenient. Search for YouTube, choose the compatible version, install it, and you're basically ready to go. Along with AppDrop, before the application may work, you may need to go and find a source called AppSync Unified. This will help the unsigned application work. If you don't have that option, another route is sideloading a compatible IPA from a computer. Again, you will need AppSync Unified again. So look for that tweak and install it. I personally use Sideloady for this. You install Sideloady on your computer, connect the iPad, provide a compatible IPA that you're entitled to use, and follow the prompts to install it onto the device. I can't provide or show you where to obtain the IPA files, but once you've got your compatible IPA file, drag it into Sideloady, type in your Apple ID user and password, and click Go. Once installed, you will need to go to the settings, your profiles, and then trust that profile you just sideloaded for the YouTube to work. Once you have done this, you're ready to go. And this is where Tube Replacer really shines, because not only can we watch YouTube again, we can even sign into our account. That means subscriptions, your feed, your channels, your usual YouTube experience. On an old iPad mini, Apple stopped supporting these years ago. That's a pretty massive improvement already, but we're not stopping there. Next, we're going to improve web compatibility. Now, I want to set expectations here. This isn't going to suddenly turn the original iPad mini into the best internet browsing tablet you've ever used. The browser engine is still old. Modern websites are extremely demanding, but one of the big issues legacy iOS faces is outdated TLS and SSL support. So we're going to install TLS Fix. Head back into Cydia, go to Sources, and add nf0x.github.io/Cydia/. Let the package refresh, open the repo, then find TLS Fix. Install it. And once again, Cydia will ask you to respring the device. After that, there's no complicated setup. TLS Fix essentially sits in the background with the updated certificates you already installed from the jailbreak that will work together and and help improve compatibility with the newer HTTPS connections. You should find that some websites which previously refused to connect suddenly have a much better chance of loading. Again, it won't fix everything, but it's one of those tweaks I recommend on almost every compatible legacy iOS device, because web connectivity is such a big problem once these operating systems get old. So we fixed some functionality. Now let's make it look better. For this, we're going to use Anemone. If you watch some of my other legacy iOS videos, you may already know how much I like this tweak. Anemone is a theming system that allows you to completely change the appearance of your device using community created themes. And unlike other tweaks we've installed, finding an Anemone is really easy. Search for it directly inside Cydia, and it's pre-baked into the Big Boss repo which comes with Cydia. Install it, then you can start browsing compatible themes available through the repos there. I have a video which suggests some of these themes which you can check out in the playlist. You can change icons, change the appearance of the home screen, give older versions of iOS a completely different personality. And it's exactly how I've managed to get some of my older iPads looking the way they do. If you're interested in finding more on that, go check out that video. I'd recommend watching that one next. And this is the point where the world really becomes your oyster, because what we do next depends entirely on what you want from the iPad. Maybe you just wanted YouTube. In that case, you're pretty much done. Maybe you're happy keeping it as a little media tablet. Maybe you want classic games. There are plenty of older titles that run brilliantly on hardware like this. Maybe you want maps working again. There are community tweaks that can restore Apple Maps functionality on compatible versions of iOS. There are also fixes for Google Maps and Google Earth on certain devices. Maybe you want file management, different themes, alternative package managers, old productivity apps. Myself, I have notes on here, and I just bought a very cheap Apple knockoff pencil from Temu that works perfectly on this device. There are so many directions you can take once the jailbreaking is installed. That's why I don't really look at jailbreaking these old devices as simply unlocking them anymore. It's more like opening the door to community support. Apple finished supporting these iPads years ago, but the legacy iOS community hasn't. And just look at where we started. An unsupported iPad mini. YouTube broken, modern internet compatibility getting worse, apps increasingly difficult to install. Very little official support left. Most people probably would have looked at this and assumed it's time to recycle, or even worse, throw it away. But after one incredible simple jailbreak, we've completely changed the story. Cydia is installed, we've got access to community tweaks, YouTube is working again through Tube Replacer, we can sign into our account, TLS Fix improved internet compatibility, and Anemone lets us completely customize the device. And we have options for restoring compatible applications and services that Apple left behind years ago. Is it suddenly equivalent to a brand new iPad? Of course not, but that's not the point. The point is that the hardware was never actually dead. The software support was. And thanks to Jailbreak community, we can do something about that. That's exactly why I love these older devices. They're cheap, they're incredibly well built, and with a little bit of effort, they're still capable of doing far more than most people realize. So if you've got an old iPad mini sitting in the drawer somewhere, maybe don't throw it away just yet. Check which version of iOS is running, see what jailbreak options are available, and you might be surprised at what you can bring back to life. If your device isn't running the iOS 8 to 9.3.6, as I said, leave a comment down below and I'll point you in the right direction. And if there's something specific you want on your old iPad or you want to do on it, tell me that as well. Maybe you're trying to fix YouTube, maybe you're trying to get the maps working, maybe there's an old application you're trying to use. Leave all the details below and it might even become the next subject of the next video. I've also got an entire playlist on this channel dedicated to unsupported iOS devices. It covers different jailbreaks, YouTube fixes, App Store fixes, website compatibility tweaks, and loads of different ways of keeping these old Apple devices useful. So definitely check that playlist out next. And if you want to talk about legacy iOS and old tech fixes in more detail, come and join the Discord community, as I said in the link in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe for more videos about keeping hold of technology alive. Check out the merchandise if you'd like to support the channel, and if you'd like to go a step further, hit that join button below and become a channel member. Get early access to videos and other perks along the way. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see everyone in the next one.